Welcome to Brindhavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, slokas, songs, Divyadesa pasurams, and much more. Let us travel with Garudan on Garuda Panchami Day 2023 to Thirunaraiyur Nachiyar koil, where we can have the Darsanam of Vanjulavalli Sameda Srinivasa Perumal Nabi Narayana Perumal. This is a very unique kshetra because of the Kal Garudan also being there along with the Perumal. We dedicate this to our parents Rajalakshmi and Srinivasa Iyengar and Kamala and Seshadri. Our mission of Brindhavan will focus on 4 pathways to Vaishnava pasurams and slokas in Santai form, pasurams and slokas as music, Divya Kshetra Mahimai, and classical art forms. Ramanuja Daya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimat Venkatanathaaryam Mande Vedanta Desikam Sri Sailesa Daya Patram Deepatyadi Gunattamam Yatindra Pravanam Mande Ramyajamataram Munim. Our sincere pranams and Dhanyavad to Shyam Sundar Srinivasan Swamin, our nephew, for the Santai Kankariyam of Thirunaraiyur from Periya Thirumozhi of Thirumangai Azhwar. The following organizations have provided a wealth of knowledge from the internet for us to enrich and enjoy, some of which have been used here. Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam, Sri Vaishnava Tradition Culture, Acharya.org, Anudhanam.org, Prapatti.com, Divyadesam.com. Thirunaraiyur or Nachiyar koil is also known as Sugandhagiri Kshetra. It's a Choranat Tirupati and it is the 14th Divyadesam. Thirunaraiyur Nachiyar koil is an overnight travel from Chennai. It is 10 kilometers from Kumbakonam and 6 kilometers from Uppalappan koil or Tirunageshwaram. There are local town buses which go from Kumbakonam to Nachiyar koil or Thirunaraiyur. Narada asks a very unique question to Bhrigu and asks him who is the most powerful among the Trimurtis, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. He says, go and find out. So first Bhrigu goes to Brahmalokam, where Brahma is talking with Saraswati and does not pay attention to the coming of Bhrigu. The sage gets angry and he curses Brahma, saying that you will not have a temple in the Bhulokam. And then he goes to the Shivalokam, where Shiva and Parvati are engaged in a dance. And when they also do not see the coming of Bhrigu. And so he curses Shiva, saying that you will not have a temple in the Bhulokam. Your temple will all be only like a lingam. So that's why we see the Shivalingam in most of the places. And then he goes to the Vishnu Lokam or Vaikuntham, Sri Vaikuntham, where he sees Perumal engaged with Thayar, Mahalakshmi on the Adiseshan. And when he comes in, he again gets angry and kicks Perumal. Perumal at that time also, he tells Bhrigu, saying that I am sorry, I should have listened, or I should have seen my bhakta coming in and I should have paid attention to you. But Sri Mahalakshmi, she does not like Perumal falling at the feet of his bhakta. So she says what you did was wrong and gets angry and comes down to the Bhulokam and she takes avataram in 5 different places. Next we will see what are those places. The Kshetrams, the 5 Kshetrams where Mahalakshmi Thayar takes her avataram are Tirichanur as the daughter of Bhrigu. Then in Uppalappan Kovil, she takes she is the daughter of Markandeya Maharishi. And in Sarangapani Kovil, she is the daughter of Hema Maharishi. And in Salem Sundaraja Perumal again, she is the daughter of Bhrigu as Sundaravalli. And in Nachiyar Koil, she is the daughter of Medhavi Maharishi as Vanjulavalli. Mahalakshmi Thayar takes the form of Sri Devi, Bhudevi and Neela Devi. Sri Devi in Thiruvallarai, Pundarikavalli Thayar, Bhudevi in Srivilliputturu Andal and Neela Devi in Nachiyar Koil as Vanjulavalli. The Sthala Puranam in Nachiyar Koil is very interesting. Thayar comes down to earth and is found under the Vanjula tree or the Ashoka tree and is brought up by Medhavi Maharishi. One day, Perumal comes down. It takes 5 forms and comes down and asks for bhiksha. After partaking of the prasadam in the Maharishi's ashram, he holds the hand of Vanjulavalli and who gets afraid and starts calling her father. Then Perumal shows his true form and asks Medhavi Maharishi that he would like to marry his daughter Vanjulavalli, and Medhavi Maharishi very readily agrees to the Perumal. The Tirtham, there are 5 Tirthams here. Aniruddha Tirtham, Pradhyumna Tirtham, Samba Tirtham, Sankarshanan Tirtham and Manimukti Nadi Tirtham. Very beautiful Pushkarani. The Rajagopuram is a 5-tier Rajagopuram. It's a very beautiful place. With his Anugraham, we have had the bhagyam of visiting this temple many a times. The temple was built by Kochanganan, who is a Chola king. Because his eyes were red always, he was called Kochanganan. He built many Shaivite temples, and Nachiyar Koil is the only Vaishnavite temple built by him. He also built the Jambukeshwara temple at Thiruvanai Koil and Kailasanatha temple in Nagapattinam. All his architecture are called Madakovil. Madakovil means there is a step, or the temple is built or the Garbhagram is built at a higher pedestal from the streets. So, in Nachiyar koil is also a Mada koil. That is, there is the Ardha Mandapam and the Mulasthanam. The Mulasthanam or the Garbhagram, as we saw, is built in a little elevated position. Other Mada koils are Brihadishwara temple of Tanjavur and Gangaikola and Airavateswara temple in Dharasuram. This architecture is very beautiful indeed. When we enter the Rajagopuram, we come into the Mandapam where we see the Dvajastambam. Then we can see the flight of steps which takes us to the next level. Once we go up the few steps from the after the Dvajastambam, we see on our right side, in straight we see the Mulasthanam, we see the Thayar in front, which we have to climb a few more steps and see. But below that, on the right side, we see the Kal Garudan Sannidhi, the famous Kal Garudan Sannidhi, which is made of Saligrama stone, who is very unique with all the serpents on him. Navagraha Kshetram, Kal Garudan Sannidhi. Mandapam, or the same space, there is also a glass case where there is all the Utsav Murtis of 108 Divyadesa Perumals. So when we go to this temple, we also have the Bhagyam of seeing all the 108 Vaishnava Divyadesa Perumal temples, or the Vaishnava Divyadesams. From there, we go into the Garbhagram, Perumal and Thayar, Moolavar Srinivasar, Utsavar, Narayur Nambi. There are also 5 other Perumals, which we will see the uniqueness in this temple. Thayar is always Pradhanam in this temple because she was the one who came here, and Perumal promised her father that he will always take care of his daughter. Perumal is seen in 5 forms here: Sankarshanan, Pradhyumnan, Anirudhan, Purushothaman and Vasudevan. Perumal is in Kalyana Tirukolam with Thayar in the same Sannidhi, and Thayar does not have a Thani Sannidhi. So she is not a Thani koil Nachiyar. She is within Perumal Sannidhi. And the other uniqueness is Thayar is one step ahead of Perumal, where the learned people say that in Kali Yuga, very aptly, that the husbands will always listen to the wives. So Perumal is showing us how people will be in Kali Yuga by having Thayar ahead of him. This also indicates the importance of women were given in our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are very grateful for that. Thayar always leads the procession in all the temple festivities, and Perumal follows the Thayar. Today we talk about feminism and women giving importance, but this shows that how in our Vaishnava Sampradayam, Perumal shows us that the Thayar is very important to him. Perumal in Kalyana Kolam, and after partaking of the lunch at Medhavi Maharishi's ashramam, when he agrees to give Thayar in wedding to Perumal, he asks for 3 boons. One is he should attain salvation. Next he says, all people who have helped him to attain Anjulavalli, who have helped Perumal to attain Anjulavalli, should get salvation. Third, the Rishi says, my daughter Anjulavalli should always be Pradhanam, and she will be given the first preference in this temple, which is followed to this day in all the traditions and festivities, as we will see. Perumal here also has the Changachakra Visesham. It's unique. Perumal Narayur Nambi. He is here, Sankam and Chakram in his hands. And he is having his hands brought out a little forward to show that they are in action of doing Pancha Samskaram to Thirumangai Azhwar. This shows that he is performing Samasanam to Thirumangai Azhwar, who sings for him as a gratitude. After coming to the Perumal Sannidhi, let us now see the uniqueness of the Garudan Sannidhi. Garudan, or Periya Thirumozhi, as we all know, is Perumal's Vahanam, Pakshi Vahana. It is said that when the sculptor finished sculpting this Garudan, this is made of Saligrama stone, and the Garudan, when he finished the wings, the Periya Thirumozhi started flying. And to stop this, to keep Garuda Azhwar within the temple, the sculptor hit a nail on the head of the Garudan, and who is staying there till today. What a unique this one here. We will also see about the Kal Garuda Seva a little later. Here, Periya Thirumozhi, Garuda Azhwar is made of Saligrama stone, and he has 9 serpents or Nagam on his body. This is a Navagraha Parihara Chetram. Special prasadam is offering on Thursdays. They said a certain number of Thursdays, if one does this seva or this offering to the Kal Garudan, they will be relieved of their any difficulties because of the Navagraham. It is also said that 2 Garuda Pakshis used to come every single day for this into this temple, and I believe in 1993 or so, both the Pakshis attain Mukti, and there is a Sannidhi for those Pakshis as well. Kal Garuda Seva is very unique. It happens in the month of Margazhi and Panguni. Since this Garuda Azhwar is made out of Saligrama stone, it is very heavy, and very uniquely the Sannidhi is really small, and there are only 4 people along with the Archaka who can be inside the Sannidhi. So first just 4 people lift the Garudan. The Kal Garudan or the Moolavar goes in procession during the Kal Garuda Seva. It is a very unique opportunity for us to see that. So when only 4 people bring him out. Once he is so light at that time. So once they come out of the Sannidhi, there's a need for 8 people. Then when he goes to the next mandapam, there's 16, then there's 32, there's 64, and eventually when he is on the street or the Agraharam in procession, there are 128 people who need to carry. And we also see that there is perspiration or water coming on the Perumal during this Seva. Perumal and Thayar go in procession on the Kal Garudan. Very unique Seva. We also had the bhagyam of seeing this with our own hands, with our own eyes. From there, when we come, we see the Lakshmi Narasimhar. Om Namo Narasimhaya Namaha. Very Santa Swarupi. After the Lakshmi Narasimhar, we see the Ranganadhar, and then we see the Venugopalan. From there, we see the Sudarsana Sannidhi. The Sudarsana Sannidhi is again a very unique in this place, where Sudarshana Homam is done every year, probably in the month of Adi, and the Archakas do. And we have also had the bhagyam of participating in this and getting the blessings of the Sudarshana Sannidhi. Like all other Sudarshana Sannidhis, behind the Chakra Talwar is the Yoga Narasimha. Then we come to the Sthala Vriksham, which is Magida Maram. Magida Maram is so beautiful with such fragrance in the with such wonderful fragrance. Thirumangai Azhwar wants to marry Kumudavalli, as he falls in love with her. Garuda Nachiyar, she sets conditions to marry him, saying he should become a Vaishnavite and pray only to Vishnu. And this happens at Thirunaraiyur Nachiyar koil, where Perumal does Pancha samskara, a samasranam to Thirumangai Azhwar, and initiates him into Vaishnavism. And the second condition which Garuda Nachiyar puts down is, he says, he should feed 1,000 people every day for a year. And this also he does with great love and affection for Garuda Nachiyar. And then they get married. So in gratitude of this, or because of this, he was so excited about this, Thirumangai Azhwar sings 110 pasurams in Periya Thirumozhi from Aram Pathe, Nalam Padigam to Yeram Pathe, Munam Padigam, which is Periya Thirumozhi 6.4 to 7.3. Now let us see what we see in this Periya Thirumozhi on Thirunaraiyur. The first 20 pasurams, Azhwar says that we should not wait until old age when our eyesight is less and we are not very attracted to people, and we're not able to speak, not able to walk, not wait until then. But we have to go to Narayur Nambi or Nabi Narayanan at Thirunaraiyur in our younger days and visit the temple built by the Chola king Kochangadan, and where the great scholars are chanting the Vedas. In these pasurams also Azhwar describes the difficulties caused by females and how women distract the men to the Pradhana Thayar Vanjuravalli, who he seeks her help in not being distracted and being more dedicated to Perumal and seeing him. Azhwar then sings about the beauty of Nabi Narayanan Perumal at Thirunaraiyur with Sankam and Chakram. He also sings about the other avatarams, like the Narasimha Avataram, the Krishna Avataram, the Rama Avataram, and how Perumal comes down to the earth to protect his devotees and get the bad people away. He then describes about the Manimadam or temple, or the way the temple is built, and he also describes the place as a Nalam Kollum Narayur. And Bhagavad speaks about Bhagavan's Leelas during Krishna Avataram are also described in these pasurams. Azhwar, now we will see how in Periya Thirumozhi he talks about Perumal. In first pasuram, first padigam, he says, Nam Toludum Elu Nenjame. So he calls the mind to pray to the Narayur Nambi and be away from all the distractions and then pray to Perumal. Toludum Nenjame, from within. Then he said, Andanar Varum Narayure, Alagaya Narayure, Amayolikum Narayure, Vandisai Padam Narayure, Nani Olikum Narayure, Annamurangum Narayure, Paimbonalvavi Narayure, Teral Vukum Narayure, Nalvayal Sunda Narayure. What a beautiful description of Thirunaraiyur Nachiyar koil in the second padigam. In the third padigam, he calls everybody to come to Thirunaraiyur Manimadam, Manimada koil, Sermingale. Come, Vande Serungal, Thirunaraiyur Manimadam Sermingale. In the fourth pasuram, he talks about Perumal, the beauty of Perumal, how Perumal is standing. Narayur Nindra Nambiye. Sriman Narayanan are described here as a Narayanan in the standing posture as he is doing the Pancha samskaram to Thirumangai Azhwar. A very beautiful description indeed. The fifth padigam, he sings about the unparalleled beauty of Perumal, Sriman Narayana at Narayur, which he sees with his own eyes. And this is the centerpiece of Periya Thirumozhi and also describes of the other Divya Desa Perumals as an Anubhavam of Azhwar in Thirunaraiyur. Narayuril Kandene, whatever he sees in Narayur. So he sings about whatever he sees at Narayur. The sixth padigam, here Azhwar sings about how we have to pray to reach the lotus feet of the Lord or attain moksha. Inayadiye adiyanaye, Karaikudale ponnadiye. He describes about Perumal's Tiruvadi, Malaradiye, Taliradiye, Ninkadale, Adai Nenjame. So he says, from our heart, we have to pray to reach the lotus feet of the Lord. And he describes about Perumal's Tiruvadi. And in the next padigam, he talks about Namo Narayaname, about Tirumandram, that is Ashtaksha Mandram, Om Namo Narayanaya. Perumal always takes care of his bhaktas during their difficulties in the samsara sagaram of life. And whether he is the lying down posture, as in Aravamudan in Sarangamani temple in Kumbakonam, or he is in the standing posture in Thirunaraiyur. Whatever it is, whatever posture he is always ready to come. Hence these 10 pasurams and as Namo Narayana shows the importance of Ashtaksha Mandiram and Trimandiram. In the 8th pasuram of Thirunaraiyur, Periya Thirumozhi 7th first padikam, he says, Endai Pirane, he says, that how can he ever forget and leave Perumal, as he is only one who can give the relief or moksha for us from the samsara bandham and the cycle of birth and death. Endai Pirane, Uganda Adiyene, Enganum Nan Marakkene, how can I ever forget? Yan Vanange Tolumare, Unnai Kandu Konde, Uindolindene, Unnai Enganum Nan Vidigene. How will I leave you? How will I forget you? How will I move away from here? You are the only one who can give me moksha. In the 9th pasuram, he says, Narayor Nindra Nambiyo. He begs Perumal to give him, ask him for moksha. And in the 10th padikam, he finally says, I will not go anywhere or pray to anyone else. You should only give me moksha. Even though I had the bhagyam of seeing you, you are the only gadi for me to give me moksha. And he prays to Perumal in different forms, as if he is a child, requesting he makes a relation between the child and the father, the mother and the child, and then about the Nayaki and the Nayakan. He takes a Nayaki bhavam and takes Perumal as the Nayakan and says, and falsely gets angry or pretends to get angry and says that you should only do this for me. And then eventually he says, if you don't do, I will even go to the extent of committing suicide. So he said, I really want this from you. We will now have Sriman Shamsundar Srinivasan Swamin reciting the first padigam on Thirunaraiyur 6.4, Periya Thirumozhi 6.4.
Kalayami kalidvamsam kavim loka divakaram yasya kopi prakashabhihi avidyam niyatam tamaha vali parakalan vali kaligandre vali kurayalor வாழ்வேண்டன் வாழியரோ மாயோனை வாழ்வலியால் மந்திரங்கள் மங்கையர்கோன் தூயோன் சுடர்மானவேல் நெஞ்சுக்கிருள்கழி தீபம் அடங்கா நெடும்பிறவி நஞ்செக்கு நல்லவமுதம் தமிழ் நன்னூல் துறைகள் அஞ்சக்கிலக்கியம் மாரணசாரம் பரசமயப் பஞ்சுக் கனலின் பொறி பரகாலன் பனுவல்களே எங்கள் கதியே ஈராமானுஜ முனியே சங்கை கெடுத்தாண்ட தவராசா பொங்கு புகழ் மங்கையர்கோன் ஈந்த மறையாயிரம் அனைத்தும் தங்கு மனம் நீ எனக்குத் தா. கண்ணும் சுழன்று பீழையோடு ஈழை வந்தேங்கினால் பண்ணின் மொழியார் பயனடமின் எண்ணாத முன் விண்ணும் மலையும் வேதமும் வேள்வியும் ஆயினான் நன்னு நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. கண்ணும் சுழன்று பீழையோடு ஈழை வந்தேங்கினால் பண்ணின் மொழியார் பயனடமின் எண்ணாத முன் விண்ணும் மலையும் வேதமும் வேள்வியும் ஆயினான் நன்னு நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. கொங்கொன் குழலார் கூடியிருந்து சிரித்து நீர் இங்கென் இருமே எம்பால் வந்ததென்றிகழாத முன் திங்களெறிகால் செஞ்சுடராய வந்தேதுடை நங்கள் நரையோர் நான் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. குங்கார் குழலார் கூடி இருந்து சிரித்து எம்மை எங்கோலமையா என்கினிக் காண்பது எண்ணாத முன் செங்கோல் வலவன் தான் பணிந்தேத்தித் திகழுமோர் நங்கோன் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. கொம்பும் அரவமும் வல்லியம் வென்ற நுண்ணேரிடை வம்புண் குழலார் வாசல் அடைத்து இகழாத முன் செம்பொன் கமுகினம் தான் கனியும் செழுஞ்சோலை சோழ் நம்பன் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. விலங்கும் கயலும் வேலும் ஒன்காவியும் வென்ற கண் சலங்கொண்ட சொல்லார் தாங்கள் சிரித்து இகழாத முன் மலங்கும் வராலம் வாழையும் பாய் வயல் சூழ்தரு நலங்கொள் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. மின்னேர் இடையார் வேட்கையை மாற்றி இருந்து எண்ணீர் இருமி எம்பால் வந்தது என்று இகழாத முன் துன்னீர் இலங்கை மலங்க விலங்கெறியூட்டினான் நன்னீர் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. வில்லேர் நுதலார் வேட்கையை மாற்றிச் சிரித்து இவன் பொல்லான் திரைந்தான் என்னும் புறனுரை கேட்பதன் முன் சொல்லார் மறைநான் கோதி உலகில் நிலாயவர் நல்லார் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. வாழொன்கண் நல்லார் தாங்கள் மதனென்றார் தம்மை கேண்மென்கள் ஈழையோடு ஏங்கு கிழவனின் எண்ணாத முன் வேள்வும் விழவமும் வீதியில் என்றும் அறாத ஊர் நாளும் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. கனிசேர்ந்திலங்கு நல்வாயவர் காதன்மை விட்டிட குனிசேர்ந்துடலம் கோலில் தளர்ந்து இளையாத முன் பனிசேர் விசும்பில் பால்மதிகோள் விழுத்தானிடம் நனிசேர் நரையோர் நாம் தொழுதும் எழுநெஞ்சமே. பிறைசேர் நுதலார் பேணுதல் நம்ம இல்லாத முன் நரைசேர் பொழில்ஜோள் நரையூர் தொழு நெஞ்சமே என்ற கரையார் நெடுவேல் மங்கையர்கோன் கலிகன்றி சொல் மறவாது உரைப்பவர் வானவர்க்கின் நரசாவரே. பிறைசேர் நுதலார் பேணுதல் நம்ம இல்லாத முன் நரைசேர் பொழில்ஜோள் நரையூர் தொழு நெஞ்சமே என்ற கரையார் நெடுவேல் மங்கையர்கோன் கலிகன்றி சொல் மறவாதுரைப்பவர் வானவர்க்கின் நரசாவரே. திருமங்கை ஆழ்வார் திருவடிகளே சரணம். சீராத்தோப்பில் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
of Thirunaraiyur of பெரியாழ்வார் திருமொழி 6ஆம் பத்து 8ஆம் பதிகம். தன்யோஸ்மி அடியேன் தன்யோஸ்மி. There is an interesting story between Srirangam and Thirunaraiyur and Perumal, Arangan and Thirumangai Azhwar. As we all know, Thirumangai Azhwar builds the madal or the wall or the big wall for the Srirangam temple. Okay, and he also sings pasurams on Srirangam Arangan. Then Arangan, so pleased with his pasurams, tells Azhwar, Azhwar, sing a madal for me. Madal is a very unique of Tamil poetry. So he says, sing a madal for me. But Azhwar says him, Madil inge, I am building the wall here, but I will sing the madal for you in Thirunaraiyur. So when he goes to Thirunaraiyur, that is why he sings the Siriya Madal and Periya Thirumozhi. Sriya Thirumadal and Periya Thirumadal. So that was the relationship between Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, and his very devout Bhakta, Thirumangai Azhwar. Now we will see some of the Utsavams. Yane Vahanam, and we can see Thayar going in front of Perumal as promised by Perumal to Maharishi. Thayar is always Pradhanam in this temple. Brahmotsavam, beautiful Tiruther with Perumal and Thayar with the Kollai Azhagu Alankaram. Brahmotsavam Tiruther. Another Brahmotsavam, Perumal and Thayar in the Pallakku. Here we can see beautiful Hanumanta Vahanam, Perumal on Hiriyatharvadi, and Thayar, beautiful Gajalakshmi Alankaram with the two elephants on both sides, Hanumanta Vahanam and Gajalakshmi Alankaram. Very beautiful Seshavahanam, Perumal and Thayar on Adiseshan, Pambanayan, Aragana Alankaram. You also see the next one is Matu Sevai, where Perumal's Alankaram is like Thayar and Thayar's Alankaram is like Perumal. Matu Sevai, very beautiful. Purvanga Sevai with Pakshirajan, Garuda Azhwar, ready to carry Perumal, and Perumal and Thayar. Om Sri Pakshirajaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Namaha, Sri Mahalakshmi Thayar, Bhudevi Thayar, Vanjulavali Thayar Sameda Perumal. Thayar and Perumal, Kanu Purapadu. The day after Pongal, Kanu. Thayar is going to keep Kanupadi like we all do. She is going to pray for the well-being of her brother. Pavitrotsavam, Perumal and Thayar with all the Pavitra Mala, beautiful Alankaram. Nambi Narayanan and Vanjulavali Thayar. Kankolla Kachi, Kalyanotsavam, so beautiful. Perumal and Thayar, Alankaram. We are so indebted to all the bhattars, how they do the Alankaram for Perumal and Thayar, for us to enjoy. Kannadi Sevai with the Yali, Perumal and Thayar standing in the Kannadi where they can see, you can see Perumal and Thayar all over, in all directions. Pallakku Sevai, very beautiful. They ever ready, Garuda Azhwar, to take Perumal wherever he has to go. His Vahanam, Kal Garudan, ready for Perumal Garuda Seva. We see that Perumal is sitting on his Vahanam, Pakshi Vahanam, the Garuda Azhwar, ready to start the Garuda Seva. As we have been seeing, the Garuda Seva in this place is very unique, where we said there are 4 people who bring the Garudan from the first Sannidhi to the outside, and then it increases, comes back there still low. Kal Garuda Seva, Perumal and Thayar near the Rajagopuram. Thayar in Hamsa Vaganam, Hamsa Pakshi. Another Kal Garuda Seva. You can see that this is happening at night. This Perumal Seva happens only at night, the Kal Garuda Seva, where 4 people bring the Garudan from the inner Sannidhi, and then it increases to 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, 32 becomes 64, and eventually there are 128 people. And with the same, when on the return, when Perumal and Thayar and Kal Garudan are coming back to the Sannidhi, 28 becomes 64, 32, 16, 8, and just 4 people take the Garudan and put him back inside the Sannidhi. It's a very beautiful sight. We have been very blessed by Perumal to have had the bhagyam of having seen this a few times. Nachiyar koil is also very well known for the kuttuvalakku, or the cast brass valakku, the lamps which are made, very beautiful, very intricate artwork, which can form a very beautiful part of the home decoration. ரொம்ப மங்களமான பொருள் நாச்சியார் கோவில் குத்துவிளக்கு. Thirumangai Azhwar tells Perumal that he is not going to move out of that place, out of Thirunaraiyur, unless he gives it moksha. But Perumal tells him, Azhwar, you will have to go and sing more songs about me. Next you will go to Tirucherai, Saranatha Perumal, and sing on me. There are more temples that you will have to see me in the Archavataram before you come to Sri Vaikuntham. When he tells that for Perumal, we are so moved about the saulabhyam of Perumal. We Sashtanga Namaskaram. We do Sashtanga Namaskaram to Perumal, Thayar and Garuda Azhwar, and then we come with all the blessings to move forward with our samsara sagaram and see the next temple through the eyes of Brindhavan. Then you speak. Since it's Garuda Panchami, it is pertinent that we also have a glimpse of Garuda Azhwar in a nearby place. I'm sure you would have all guessed it. It's Srirangam, Garuda Azhwar in the Garuda Mandapam. This Garuda Azhwar is also very famous and he's very big. You have to look up to him to see his Tirumudi. Adiyongal, Parthasarthi family, Dasoham, for joining us in our Thirunaraiyur Divya Darshanam, where we had the beautiful darshanam of Nambi Narayana Perumal, Srinivasa Perumal, and Vanjalavalli Thayar, along with the Kal Garudan, or the famous Garuda Azhwar, whose mystery has not been solved till today. The Adiyongal Dasoham. See you in all our next Divya Kshetra Yatra. Thank you, and from Parthasarthi family, please share with like-minded friends the Vaishnava Anubhavam on Brindhavan. Adiyongal Dasoham, Parthasarthi Srinivasa and family.